That is like the actual running. I am still keeping my eyes open for opportunities, like the Joe Manganelli, whatever that, the werewolf guy from True Blood. He is a huge nerd, and he owns a bunch of expensive Wormwood products. And that could actually be, like, I could possibly pull something off there where I could just get some high-end Hollywood investors to buy in. Just be like, hey, you guys can, you own a quarter stake of this. This could actually work out really well for you. This is short money for something that returns really big. You know what I mean? Like, especially if they have the push from people who really know how to market stuff, like, it could get ridiculous. Even just selling game tables to Hollywood insiders, that alone would probably be like a $50 million opportunity. Like how many hundreds of the tables are like 10 to 50,000 each. Like how many Hollywood insiders are going to jump on this bandwagon? Like it's already hundreds of them. So like, how crazy could it get? You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you see what people do just to keep up with things with golf. I mean, that's always been a thing in the executive world, where people spend just crazy amounts on golf and making sure that they look the part. So, but yeah, I'm not really.
I think it's like that with everything. Like, you know, people race bikes for Pan Am and all sorts of other races, and they're like in full gear all the time. Even, you know, it actually doesn't even make sense to wear all your aerodynamic stuff while you're training, right? Because you know, I guess it doesn't matter then.
Some guy was just like, I go off of Card King, all of my stuff at like 60%, and was like, yeah, Snapchat was like, cool.
People like buying nice stuff for the hobbies they like.
They do. Woo! Exact opposite of last time. With Snake Eyes round 1.
But it was like, there's some good stuff. They just like reach into your pocket and start pulling something like, this happens again.
Good luck.
Same to you. I will try it.
I gotta pitch it.
I had my friend sell his like, he doesn't play like anything.
You're not going to be playing any big events, right, John?
I'm sorry, what?
You're not going to be playing in any big events anytime soon?
I mean, if some... I usually like play paintball on Saturdays and Sundays. Usually I practice on one of those days or an event, and that's when all the cool events are. But if the scheduling works out...
I just, if you're going to play in big events, make sure you take your hand and put it on the bottom of your library before you look at the top. Because they got a rule now, if you look at the top of your library, you're keeping. Like, somebody's going to get you at, like, a big event. Like, you know how you said, like, I gotta ship it?
Yeah.
When you look, they can say, he said he was keeping. And he looked. And then you're keeping.
Wait, what did I do? I looked at the top cards after I had my 7.
You looked at your hand, said you were gonna mulligan.
Yep.
And then looked at the top cards.
Oh.
Like, you looked at the top card.
Oh, yeah.
So if you do that at a big event, somebody can, and likely would, because it's a big event, say he kept.
How come though I'm not going first? Like I don't get to draw a card or anything. I don't get to scry. Like what's?
Oh, you're right, because that was your 7.
Cards?
No, you're right, because it's 7.
Now if I'm 6 and I look at the top
if you're
one,
6,
that's
you're
scry.
right. Yep, no, you're right. On 7, it wouldn't actually work. They would get caught there trying to. I'm just thinking like people always.
I never thought about that though.
Yeah, but when you're doing 6. If you put your hand on the bottom of the library, I don't think there's any way they can make the case.
I think you're right.
Because I actually,
that's a good point.
I do like the look.
Honestly, I forget to scry every time nowadays.
It is
I'm still not even used to it. Like I don't play consistently enough anymore.
No, I get it.
Adam's like reminding me and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, that's a thing.
So you're keeping.
I'm gonna keep kind of scry. That'd be cool. Scry first. I guess I can stay there.
And I won the roll, so I am playing a vial and saying go.
I guess fetch, tropical island, ponder.
Yep.
How do we do it? Right there.
Oh, learn. Got it. Yeah, that's good.
Yep.
That.
Yeah, I don't do much for big events. Generally don't like the atmosphere.
Yeah, no, I
A
understand.
lot of like I had guys. I remember going to a GP. My opponent in like round 3. I had some buys. And the first opponent I played took his deck, put it under the table to shuffle. I was like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be a jerk, but you can't shuffle under the table. Like your cards need to stay in full view.
Yeah.
Like you're welcome to ask a judge, but like you're really not okay.
Yeah.
And he just kept doing it. Like a judge came over, and he just kept doing it.
Yeah, it's strange behavior.
Yeah, that's really lame. Let's see here.
I'm just looking ahead the right target on the right. Yep.
Go. Wastelanded Tundra. Second main, cast Nibble Mongoose.
Yep.
Pass.
Yes. Got him.
Activate.
Yep.
Trigger.
Resolves.
Dahlia. Go ahead. You're playing black cards.
Okay.
I'll fetch after.
Yep.
It's an idea.
Once you go past.
It's like Lost.
Here you go.
That is correct.
Sweet interaction.
Oh, I'm really moved. What did I take one? I wrote it down in my phone. That's why.
1.
Land.
Oh yeah, it was 1.
I'm gonna try blocking.
It's been a long time.
I'm gonna try blocking. No mental
That was
misstep
a
in
good
these deals.
You thought.
Pass.
Untap. Draw. Land.
No one
You got 5 in hand.
Yeah. Ah. Yes, yeah, that is. What are these cards?
I'll say
I'm
go.
gonna pour you on your upkeep. It looks crazy. Coming on your upkeep. Or target island.
Swing.
Boy.
Pass.
Fetch.
Whoa.
I think that puts me at 18.
Yep.
That's good.
Yep.
Good job. Go to combat.
Basically automatic. Yeah.
Pass turn.
Cast.
During
During the end step,
Yes.
Limbizzle.
Resolves.
Activate. Batterskull.
So look at the top 5.
The text list.
Untap.
Say that is using Wasteland Fields.
Shuffle all but the top 5. Alright, so this goes on the bottom. I'll pay 1. Do it again.
Pretty good. Go to 24. I'm gonna double pour you in your upkeep.
So it's not even
Right side?
Okay. Go to my turn.
Yep.
About this, I'm just thinking about like what stifling actually sucks. I will activate Vial.
Resolves. Okay. You can keep going. I'm just reading it again. I know what it does.
I'm gonna activate Stoneforge Mystic.
Resolves.
you're definitely doing that.
attempt to equip Cephalid Illusionist.
I'm gonna respond. Crack Polluted Delta.
Yep. So there's a trigger of milling 3 right now on the stack.
Yep, and it mills me, right?
It mills me.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay, so the trigger milling 3 is gonna resolve.
Okay.
Well, with Shuko on the stack still, I'm gonna attempt to Lightning Bolt Cephalid Illusionist.
That's a very nice bolt. I'm gonna return a Tundra to Daze target bolt.
I'm gonna Daze your Daze.
I'll pay 1.
Daze your Daze again.
So he is. Oh, and we also have a trigger from that. You target him.
Yep,
All right,
that's
so,
true, you're right.
So yeah, that's gonna resolve. So that happens before he goes to the graveyard. This is gonna resolve. 1, 2, 3. Bolt KOs him. Land for turn.
Yep.
Yeah, 15. Sorry, I missed 15.
Quip.
Yep.
You have 3 in hand?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Two, 2. For 2. How do you beat that?
Attack for 4.
17 goes to 13.
Pass.
Right. Like death and taxes.
3 in hand?
Yep. Resolves.
Quip.
Response.
Yep.
You can resolve the 3, so I'm gonna Lightning Bolt it.
He's gonna die.
Hand's wild and taller than
You have 2 left in hand.
Dose.
planes. Stuff.
Activate.
Yep.
That was
a
good.
gem token. Yeah.
Oh, hand.
Go ahead.
Oh, your point wasn't
I see a graveyard?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on here.
Yep.
Probably instant sorcery, creature, land, maybe artifacts. Any artifacts yet?
No. See one.
Sorcery, creature, land.
Yes.
Now, does this become? 3, 2, 1.
Alrighty. Anything else? It's my turn.
It's all you.
Draw.
Good point. Planes. Thalia. Pass.
Pass.
Swing with 5.
Take 5.
Alright, so you go to 13, and I go to 18. Go ahead.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
There.
Pass.
He's in there in the same way.
Send 5.
It's a 5. It's a 5/4.
It's a 5/4. Yep.
Alright, well, I'm gonna tie us up. Cast Mirror Crusader.
Block with 4 or 5 Tower Boy.
Okay. So I'll gain 5 and go to 23. Zero token dies.
See, now doesn't this feel bad? You can have me be stupid and thwart you.
You're good.
Delver trigger.
Yep.
In all honesty, though, like, not bad. It takes support because I would.
Draw.
I did it twice in it.
Attack for 3.
So you go to
Pass.
18, right?
Activate.
Yep.
Grand Abolisher?
What's that one do again?
That makes it so you can't play spells think it's just spells on my turn. I probably should have an English version. I don't think it does anything about abilities.
Okay. Can't play spells on your turn.
I believe
Resolves.
so, but
Go
Kyle's
for
gonna
it.
pull up the. During my turn, opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifact, creatures, or enchantments. Okay, so
Okay.
not that that's probably not relevant. Spells is the big one. Alright, so I'm gonna untap.
Yep.
So we're in silence now. Raw. Probably should have picked a Batter Skull end of turn. Put this over here.
What's good in there?
Send for 4.
Take it.
Gonna
Like with the sword.
brainstorm.
Sure.
Well, damn.
Filthy.
Alright. Alright.
Activate.
Yep.
Put in Cephalid.
Yep. You
Target.
got it.
What type of islands do you have? Yeah. There's okay.
I just like when I first started. I bought.
That on purpose? What the hell?
That's just what was available to buy when I was first starting out. It's like I'd like some cards and I'd like the biggest pack here.
More cards is better, right?
Yeah. So they used to have like I think they had like 75 cards. It's like maybe it was like basically 2 packs all.
Not how they used to do.
Yeah.
Block.
Get it.
Those were like strictly better back in the day. Combine booster packs.
Tournament packs, yeah, they have one less common, one more uncommon. Right.
For a long time, they also were guaranteed to have foil basics.
That tournament packs?
Yeah, I have a bunch of like Odyssey era stuff.
Forgot
Some
about
seal stuff.
the foil basics.
Got any creatures in that dark graveyard use? Recruiter is already. Get myself. Say I won't. Say I won't get a book. That too.
Yeah, my turn.
Very.
I honestly feel like I have too many cards to bring in.
Yeah, a lot of different angles to consider with this deck. It's interesting.
It is.
I wasn't thrilled with the Deathrite banning, but it doesn't matter. Like, my opinion of it doesn't matter. But, like, at the end of the day, like, I don't think this deck would have been remotely playable.
You didn't think Deathrite needed to be banned from Legacy? Is that what you're saying? Or you mean at the point of view of that deck you have in your hands?
I'm saying I don't think this deck would have been playable if Deathrite were in the format.
Yeah.
And my opinion about Deathrite is not relevant to anything. Like, I don't like conversations about banned restricted lists outside of the philosophy of it. Like, I like talking about the concept of what should and shouldn't be banned or restricted based off of objective criteria. But as soon as people start lobbying, like, people are talking about like getting rid of Lotus Petal and stuff now, and they're always just moving on to the next card. And like, I think that there needs to be a format where each card could be played. like Deathrite is unfortunately homeless now.
Oh no.
There's no place where it can be played. It's not good enough for Vintage.
Yeah.
Maybe it was too good for Legacy. That
It's
is
not even
currently
played in like a Delver control deck or anything.
not usually. Yeah.
Those are just all dead now.
Yeah, I mean they're mostly like Snapcaster style decks now that run like Monastery Mentor. So it'll be like red, white, blue typically, and you'll have like
Yeah, no, I know.
heavy themes of artifact destruction for the workshop matchup, and then a really light mana base for the control matchups. And you actually just like ride Snapcasters or Mentor to victory. They're lower to the ground. They run less mana sources than the other blue decks. Point is, this deck would not, I think, be even playable if there was Deathrite. Like it's way too cutesy what you're trying to do. It's so fragile for graveyard disruption that it's pretty much never going to work. But at least you don't have to. You know, now it's like if they stop the graveyard plan, you at least have game. But if they don't stop it, you win. But like at least it's possible for it to go through, whereas before it was almost impossible.
You're a
So
child.
your 1 mana spell can handle it 2 drop.
And the table.
Well, especially in this deck. Everyone actually just plays like.
Your water sales pitch is working, Kyle.
The water sales pitch.
I'll take you up on it.
You obviously play like boys and him and stuff.
I think it did cool down a little bit though. The second one on.
Yeah, well, it would have been better
Play
for
Wasteland too, right?
kind of bad.
He does.
Wasteland's probably MVP, yeah.
It was disgusting in here on Saturday. DBTQ. 36 people in here all day.
Right, because you have 4 drops, like 2.
From 11 a.m. till 9 p.m.
Good turnout though. Good turnout though.
Now, Modern Season always is a really strong turnout.
That's excellent.
It's actually, like, I was expecting to max out, which I didn't. Pandemonium was running theirs on the same day, and the Wizard's Duel was running his on the same day. But I got
What
everyone.
were their respective numbers?
Well, the Wizard's Duel started at 11 a.m. and at 11:05 I had 5 people prepay me on PayPal and call to ask if there was still space and drive over from the Wizard's Duel. They didn't have 8 players to fire the event.
That's brutal. Wow. I had no idea.
Just redundant.
Yikes.
I mean, you gotta wait for them, right?
Just gets people going.
Unless you're way far behind. Did you wait for them?
My event wasn't starting until noon.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. There you
Yeah.
go. That works out
It's
then.
like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
but like attendance has been so strong, like across the board, they just like immediately PayPal'd me and called and were like, "Hey, you still have space, right? We just PayPal'd you." It's like, "Yes, I do."
That's great. I'm happy to hear that. Still nothing from the spot on the rotary?
Nope.
I think I might have to try and see if I can do anything with that. I don't know
Wizard's
what
Duel's in Brockton, isn't it?
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, next to the
What do you
hospital.
think of that? Do you two stores in the same city are having a PTQ or whatever on the same day?
I'm not gonna say on.
Consciously, you wait for them, don't you?
I'm not gonna
I mean,
say on camera
Yeah.
anything about that situation. Anything more.
Yeah, I think the players make their voices heard, and that's that. Did you already cut?
You good. I don't care.
That I knew what you were on to.
I'll play. Good luck.
Every time I get in the back. Thinking.
I'll keep.
I have to throw this back.
Okay.
Easy mo, no lands.
Yeah, so it's like
Everyone.
it's like it's like the only deck of Delver. Yeah, you're not even.
I don't mind those.
There's no double that he's going.
You're gonna get them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No landers. It's like
Unfortunately.
the
Playing like Nemesis.
it's the ones that are like not actually good enough that look tempting. That's what I prefer to avoid.
She'll play a single.
I'm gonna flip my cards a little bit.
Ooh. That's gotta go.
This isn't modern. Snapcaster isn't. Snapcaster's a control card. I also really like spells that are against like miracles and stoneblade. Dude, they'll absolutely wrecks them. Counterbalance, Snapcaster Mage, counterspell.
That first 7 had double Aether Vial, but no land. If it was a way of scrying and knowing it was a land, then probably would have been fine.
8 of their 12 reanimation
Take
targets
that.
are just 2
Good.
Going to 5.
Yeah, you thought.
4. 5. Alright, scry.
Now when I get the logo,
Ooh, that's an interesting card.
Some of the rug lists, some of the
I'm gonna put it down. Alright.
which is a card I have to do.
You drew like 6 lands. You want like 3 change your weight check.
But I'm keeping bottom.
Yeah. I can definitely fetch around it, but sometimes I don't always trust
So I think this is actually just like the deck that I legacy that I just played.
Yep, go ahead.
Like very explosive.
I could have just played the batter skull there.
It would have been
If you had
slightly worse.
yeah,
Or
or
if
if
you had came with a
I figured
we stop this.
you would have had to have
Like,
2
no
players
help.
instead of just 1.
There's like,
I'm gonna get a batter skull. But I have 2.
death attack.
Delver, yeah. Yep. Ponder.
Resolves.
That's like a 3 draw.
Yeah, at that point, I was just glad to get equity off that scope here.
What did you do?
I didn't do it. Literally just like, I don't counter anything. Yeah, I didn't trade cards.
Third, target you.
Resolves.
I'm gonna go with Lightning Bolt.
Hit.
Ancient Grudge. Force it well. Force. Your go.
Double trigger.
Yep.
Won't reveal. Draw. Ancient Grudge.
Activate.
Resolves. Okay.
Only weird cards I play are 1 Bedlam Reveler, number 1.
18.
Pass.
1 mana change. Yeah, let you. If you get those mana heavy hands.
We did
You
not.
got it. 2 games.
I figured out.
Yeah, I was worried about playing the Delver and dropping Force. Probably not the right decision.
Yeah, but
Boarded in like 11 non-blue cards, so I thought Force was going to be awkward, but I did it anyway.
That's why I only played
Whatever.
1.
yeah,
10 non-blue cards.
if you grudge the vial and then you force the... I actually drew 2 of them. That was like the top 2 cards I drew, so I drew extremely well. But yeah, you stop the first one, and then you didn't have red though, right? You couldn't have got down Grim Lavamancer and...
No. It wouldn't have been active in time.
Yeah, it would not have been. Because even if you... Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a matchup people aren't going to be testing against. You know what
I mean, I was lucky enough to know what was going on and what deck you were playing,
Yeah.
and I still lost.
Well, yeah, you've
I
got,
just really...
you've got experience. Like, you've played forever. So.
I mean, Tim played the deck, so...
2, 4, 6, 7.
Lost it in 2 Bailey.
Oh,
Shocker. Or is it a bad matchup?
I actually felt confident bringing in Pithing Needle.
Yeah, Pithing Needle's like...
Eh, there's a lot of targets, but it's not...
It
like,
doesn't
you have
sh-
so many different ways to win.
Yeah, it doesn't shut off all the lines. It might be best on like Vile. Like just because it keeps all your
Vile
other.
blows out all my counter spells. It was really weird. I just tried like upgrading my counter spells, like spell piercers into Power Blast. Power Blast is really good against you, I think.
I think so. I think it's, like this deck a lot of the time ends up in cantrip mode where you're just like trying to find your way through.
Yeah.
So yeah, my game plan was removing the counters and try and get more grindy with Swords to Plowshares, Lingering Souls, Jit.
Ancient Grudge seemed pretty good, just because you had so many artifacts. At least game 1 anyway.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking about the
You have a
Grudge.
full Stoneforge package. I figured that's pretty good. And it can hit the vials.
Yeah, well game 1 I only have Shuko and Batterskull. Post board I bring in Jit as well, but I wasn't even thinking about the Grudge. I think it's still probably fine. Like, I don't know, Grudge is really good.
7 cards. The thing is, they're all problematic cards. Like, Eighth Avowal shuts down the whole counterspell plan, which is really bad. Like, once you add Eighth Avowal, that's the problem. That other game, I had, like, what, Spell Pierce and Spell Snare in my hand. Like, if you're casting those spells, I'm interacting a lot more. But Eighth Avowal just blanked. It was basically a 2-for-1.
Yep.
Plus the mana I gave you.
Yeah, Vials. Like this deck actually puts it to work.
It's synergy.
I still can't believe that I got bamboozled that hard.
2, 1
Had
more,
I actually
2,
known
4,
you
6,
were
7,
right,
2 4,
just
1
like
more
putting
swords.
That's
my mind there.
That's true. That's true.
You juked me out by playing the same deck 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, Grand Abolisher is a really interesting card.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's almost like a defense grid. And I'm better than a defense grid.
Yeah. I mean, certainly if you're running equipment, it's
Like, they're vile. Like, yeah, Grand Abolisher is a house in that deck.
Yeah. But even just like putting in like a Jit on that guy, or like any guy when he's down, is just like, oh, really? Like, it's really hard to interact at that point. You have to start doing stuff on your turn.
That's what I took out. This counters like your whole combo, like Shaman and Core and Cephalid Illusionist. Doesn't stop Nomads and Core.
This doesn't run Shaman and Core anymore.
Oh, it doesn't run
No,
Shaman
I
and
had it
Core.
last week because I just
So
didn't
what?
have them.
Okay, your activators are just Shuko and
Yeah, but it hits Stoneforge.
yeah.
So it hits Stoneforge and the. I mean, it's just Stoneforge. I think is just straight up better than Shaman and Core. I don't think it's comparable. Like they're both.
Yeah.
The stat lines are garbage.
Pay 1 more, but you can also get Batterskull and stuff.
Yeah, and I think that's the big thing against Delver is I want to be able to get Batterskull.
And people think you're like doing some weird death and taxes over there when they see Tundra, Eighth of Vial, and then you put in a Stoneforge or a Vial or cast a Vial. They think you're playing. They don't think, oh yeah, Cephalid breakfast. Like no one's gonna think that. No one's gonna put 2 and 2 together. With
So
that.
this is the current sideboard. I think it's reasonable. I'm not sure how I'm going to try and tinker with it. I don't think this... Like, so the deck right now runs a Tropical Island and 4 Tundras. And no basics. And I'm just like, I don't think it's that big a deal to run a Plains and an Island.
What's green in the deck again?
Just the 2 combo pieces.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if I'm flashing that back too. Yeah, pretty much just the 2 combo pieces.
So this is just to not get blown out by like Surgical or something?
I'm not sure. I copied it card for card. I think that can... So when you combo off, you can get it. You're still going to lose the Surgical. You know what I mean? Like if they Surgical, you're still... Like they get to the point where they just
because
counter
they
the
don't need to
Dreadwolf.
wait for your whole graveyard to be in there. They can just look at it 3 cards at a time and Surgical at the right time.
I
You know
think
what
they
mean?
just Surgical in response to Dread Return.
Just Surgical of your target. Yeah, you only have 1 Dread. You can only Dread Return once. So yeah.
There's 1 Dread Return.
No, you're right.
So,
That's the right point.
The other option is like Cabal Therapy. I suppose that's an issue. Like if you mill this before Dread Return and you hit a Cabal Therapy, then you could possibly Cabal Therapy them naming Surgical, and then when they use it, then you could shuffle in response. But that's going pretty deep. You know what I mean? You'd be like,
You're gonna forward that in.
board in case they run Surgical, and you hit that exact
over here.
Exactly. So yeah, I don't know why it's there. I mean, I think it's probably like a reasonable card versus like other great strategies. I'm really not necessarily